Welcome, beautiful Soul Star family. Baba is here with us today. Would you like to say hello, Baba? Teacher! You gonna say anything? She just meowed like right before I started this, so I guess she'll speak when she wants to. So, today in real time is the third quarter, last quarter moon. I'm kind of playing with the lighting right now. In real time, it is January 21st, 2025. And if you add all those numbers together, it is the number 13. So we are in a divine feminine goddess day. Also, welcome Aquarius energy and thank you Capricorn. We are still in the Capricorn moon. Are you going to say anything? She stopped. Baba, do you want to say hello? Hold on. She said don't mind her pee pads. She just wants to say hi. Oh, look at her in the sun. You want to say hi? Oh, okay. That's okay. Everybody knows what you're going through. There's no shame in getting old, Baba. There's no shame in it, right? Because what is the third quarter moon? It's about transition and forgiveness. Okay, Baba, now the sun's out of your face. There you go. And Baba is saying, look at me. I'm going through... Don't make me cry, Baba. She's saying, all things come to an end. Oh, Baba, I love you so much. Do you want to say one more thing before we go? Do you want to look into the camera and say hi to anybody? She said, don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you all through the heartache. The mad existence. I don't know the words, I'm just making it up. I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. Oh my goodness, Baba, what's happening, sister? I'm feeling you guys, so I feel like some of you just saw Baba for the first time in a while. I know, it's shocking. I know, it's shocking. She's drinking water. She's staying hydrated. She said, drink some water. Let's all drink some water and take a breath. Okay. When I looked up, it was 225 and then it went to 226. So I don't know if that's February 25th, February 26th, or if that means anything, or if it's just the numbers. So I have this theory. It came to me in recent weeks and months that I was like, that's so interesting because I always think of Baba as like a dragon, right? Like I've always seen her as like this dragon-esque energy. Let's go to the angel for a second. Let's see, can we focus in on the angel? Yeah, let's focus in on the angel. And I'm going to take the box out. This is the deck we're using today. So we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. And long story short, when Bubba started to turn last year, I said, well, of course you're a dragon. And I kept saying these things like, yeah, you're a dragon. Like that makes sense. And you're going to go, or I said, you're going to leave when the dragons leave. And then I remember thinking one day, I was just like, it came out of the blue and I was like, wait, I've had her 13 years. I'm like, did she come to me in the year of the dragon? And then I had to, oh, thank goddess. I was like, I love when you have a hanky nearby or you can blow your nose. I didn't know that was going to happen. I came into this so differently, but I feel like, whenever this happens, it's Baba's one of us. I mean, it'd be the same if it was one of you, you know what I mean? She's like, she's one of us. She's part of the tribe. That's her moving back there. You okay, Mama? All is well, she said. All is well. All is well. And I'm going to put this back in here because we were using this. I feel like it wants to be in the sun somehow, though. There. And wouldn't you know it, Baba came to me in the year of the dragon. So I said to her the other day, because in real time, Tuesday the 21st, the third quarter moon, January 2025, a week from today is the last day of the dragons. Because a week from tomorrow will be the new moon in Aquarius and it'll be the year of the snake. So Baba and I met 13 years ago in February. The dragon is the 5th sign of the Chinese zodiac. 5s are all about change and transformation. And Baba came to me when I really needed someone. I said to Spirit, I can do what you're asking of me, but I can't do it by myself. I was like, I need, both times I called in her and I called in Alder. So I just think it's interesting that we're in this transition and forgiveness, the 7th moon cycle, because life goes in cycles of 7. And 5s are about change and transformation and hardship. In the last 13 years with Baba, I can't really explain it into words, which is probably why I've documented her, gave her own channel. Because those of you who know, and those of you who don't, go check her out. I've got links to it on here. Just go to the top of the channel where it says, welcome witches, healers, and deep down believers in magic. It's got all of my information and links to my other stuff. So I don't know if that's when she's going, but it just was interesting to me. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, wouldn't that be fucking interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting if that was her? If that's when she's going. I knew they wanted me to put this somewhere, but this piece fell out and I kept trying to fix it and it wouldn't let me fix it. Oh, look at that. Cute. We're going to get to this too, by the way, if you're curious of what these things are. I think, or I believe I'm crying. At first I felt like I was crying this hard because I was channeling you guys, but I feel like I'm crying this hard because I think that might have been her last moon reading with us. It's okay to cry. I'm not crying, you're crying. It's okay to cry. Crying is good. I just released a shorts on Lulu's Labyrinth about this right now. Like I literally just like just a little bit before this. When I had the breakthrough that Alder wasn't coming back. Hold on. Okay, you didn't need to hear that, but that's so crazy. I didn't even notice, but when I went to pause to take care of my nose, it was at 7:37. That's really interesting because 7 and 3 is 10, plus 7 is 17, and 7 and 1 is 8, and 8's the number of the dragon in 2024, the year they were here. So the last time they were here was 2012. And right now, technically, Baba's been with me 12 years. It won't be 13 years till February. So if you look at it's like when my grandma passed, she was born on 7/7/30. So, July 7th, right? And 30 and 1930. But when you add it all together, it's the number 13, which is, the number of the witch. So wild. My grandma was so witchy. But also, 12s are really important and significant. Yesterday it was a 12 day, which is a 3, and the inauguration day in the United States. And guys, oh my God, so much weird shit's going on. I was having some weird fucking moments. It was almost like I was compelled to go and look at pictures. I've been trying to stay offline and as much as possible since I had my break from my phone. Like I knew I needed to just like take a fucking break. You know what I mean? I didn't realize like how addicted I had gotten to knowing what was going on and being connected to everybody, and until I had that time away to really think and sit and write and you know what I mean, and be. I'm on my bench, by the way. It's gonna creak if you hear me moving around. But yeah, just so many moments of reflection. Just so many moments of reflection. And we just stepped out of the waning gibbous energy. Like we literally, like today is the 3rd quarter moon, so we just came out of the reflect and release of the waning gibbous, and now in the 7th cycle, the number 7 again, we are in transition and forgiveness in the 3rd quarter moon. But look at another 3. Isn't that funny? I just 737. I just realized that because it's the 7th quarter or the 7th phase in the 3rd quarter. They want us to start paying attention again to the moon cycles and why they are important. That's why if you look on my channel here in the playlist, you'll see there's playlists of all the moon readings. We did different things all the time, but we worked with that energy because there's 8 moon cycles. Now I feel like they just want me to work with the 4, but like, you know, the past is the waning gibbous, right? And the future is the waning crescent. But right now, you know, it's interesting that we have many days between, you know, the new, the first, the full, and the third. We have many days in between, right? But those days are just one day, right? Like if it's the first quarter moon, it's just that day because now it's switching over to the waxing gibbous. Now it's heading towards that direction. But it's really interesting when you look at the moon phases and how important they are and what they really do mean to us, for us, and like why they were put here. You know, these stones and crystals wanted to come in and talk to you, to us. We've got so many different ones here today, and the crystal ball wanted to come in too. I feel like the crystal ball may want to be moved around a little bit more. This one kind of reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. Or now everything will be wicked, I guess. So it's like, it's both, right? So thank you for being here. Welcome back to those of you who keep coming, and welcome to the new people who have just become part of our new family. We welcome you with love, peace, grace, and gratitude. And Baba is my familiar, and she's been a very, very big part of this tribe for a very long time. We all knew this day was coming. I was thinking of you, Anna, when you lost Pinky, and isn't that interesting? That we seem to parallel our lives. Our lives are so parallel, so much. It's so beautiful and overwhelming, and it gives me hope and love knowing that like these creatures, they come into our lives, and I'm not gonna cry again. At least I'm gonna try not to. Not that I don't want to cry. It's more like, hey, I just realized you can kind of see me in this crystal over here on the bottom. Do you see that? Hello, hello. I noticed because I was like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, it's my hair. But these animals come into our lives for a cycle. And I want to read something to you. So as you've seen already what the title is, I don't know exactly how they're going to, you at this point know more than I do. That's my chair again. Oh, creaky chair. It's a really cool old chair that's got like glass balls for the bottom. Like it's so cool. Anyway, so I asked Spirit to give us a theme for today, and I went into my trusty dusty Pandora because, you know, that's where Spirit, my higher self, work together to give me communications through music. As you know, music is a magnificent and magical tool for all of us. It has been with me since I can remember. So, when I heard, oh, mercy, mercy me, right? Oh, things ain't what they used to be. No, no. I was like, what? And then they made me look at it, and I was like, yeah, I know that song. It's Marvin Gaye. Like, yeah, I know. They're like, no, 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 look at it. And in parentheses around the song, it said the ecology. And so I wanted to read the lyrics to you, but then also I looked up the actual like meaning, even though I know the term like eco-friendly, eco, like whatever, like ecology, like I understand that it's, you know, part of biology, but I had to look it up again because I wanted to say it specifically and see also if there was like some tie-in to this message today, and there is. So it says the study between living organisms and their physical environment, right? So now that's all beings. That's all beings. Maybe that's why the flowers wanted to come in today. There's actually a hummingbird underneath that amethyst, but they wanted me to take it off. Or not, excuse me, they just wanted me to cover it up. Nothing against the hummingbird. Please work with that energy. Or maybe this is a wink wink if you're new here that, yes, you know, you're on the right track. But maybe the hummingbird's your spirit animal or, you know, connected to a passed on loved one. I kind of got that energy. But they're saying don't forget that we need that vital connection. We need ecology. Like we need to save the planet and do these things. Oh man, they're like, just say it. They're like, just say it. We didn't create you to hold back. Cause it's like, I'm the one thing that I am working with I will say that. When you hear me going, oh, and using certain words, I'm changing. I am changing my languaging. I am changing my thought patterns. And it takes a long time to do that. So it takes a lot of practice. You must keep at it every single day. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams, and don't give up on the motivation. One time my mother gave me this analogy, and it was so good. And she said, you have to think of changing your mind like, she said, imagine if you're in the olden days where we had a wagon wheel. And the wagon wheels, the reason why the wagons were all built the same is that they knew that even though they made roads, they weren't paved yet. They had mud. So they learned that it made more sense to keep them all the same size, so that if the mud, if these, what do you call them, are coming through the mud, the wheels, right? Those big wheels are coming through the mud. Well, it's going to dry up. So, it's like you want to stay in the lines, or especially if it has gotten more goopy, but people have constantly paved the way, you're going to keep going the way that's easier, right? You're not going to veer off path. You're like, no, I'm going to go this way because that seems logical. But that's the thing, is that right now, even our logical minds deceive us, because we're not really sure what's ours and what was given to us and what was actually droned into us, right? I mean, why do you think they call them drones? Very interesting. Okay, so here are the words to this song. It says, "Whoa, mercy, mercy me. Ah, things ain't what they used to be. They ain't what they used to be. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. Yeah, things ain't what they used to be. Oil wasted on the ocean and upon our seas, fish full of mercury. Oh, Jesus, yeah, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, radiation underground and in the sky. Animals and birds who live nearby are dying. Hey, mercy, mercy me. Hey, things ain't what they used to be. What about this overcrowded land? How much more abuse from man can we stand? Oh, na, 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 right? You know when that was written? 1971. That's the year I was born. So 53 years ago. And we're still here. Yesterday, when I just was compelled to look at the pictures. I had one of the most creepy fucking moments I've had in a really long time, and I'm going to share it with you. Now, before I tell you this, I'm going to love this room up, and I'm going to show you why these are here today, okay? All three of these jars, these vintage jars, all three of these have, I don't know if they're vintage, but I have these jars, and they have vintage buttons in them. They have bells, they have all different things. I had them separated like perfectly when I was making clothes, and especially when I was working on this one coat. I wanted to put vintage buttons on it, so I made sure, let me see if I can get in there. I made sure that I separated them. Then when I was moving last time, I had a quote-unquote accident, and all my beads and all my buttons and bells and all my things that I had perfectly set aside fell into one thing, and I didn't have time to separate them, so I just threw them in jars. And it wasn't until I was unpacking them again that spirit showed me why. Also, do you see the heart on that other, do you see this heart right here? Hold on. Look at that. It's not a heart. It's just a reflection of like the light going in there. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Spirit wants us to know that they have got our back, but for us not to be blind. Make sure you're shaking out the negative energy around you. Especially, we just had that big cry with Bubba, right? Like, you want to make sure. Oh my gosh, speaking of, for a minute, she looked like she wasn't breathing for a second. I was like, I mean, I'm prepared, but not prepared. You know what I mean? Like, you're never prepared. I'm prepared because I know it's going to happen, but you're never like really prepared. So you can make things around your house. You don't have to have lots of money or, oh, look at this little mushroom wanted to come and talk to us. Is that the Oh, it's the lapis lazuli. You know what? The lapis lazuli has been coming to us a lot, you guys. So I don't, you know me, there are no accidents. Look at these cute little mushrooms Anna gave me or gave for the tribe. Anna, you spoil us. You definitely spoil me because I'm the one that gets to live here and enjoy it all the time. So, yeah. So here I am. I'm looking at these things from the inauguration day, and oh my goddess, you guys. I don't know if you had this too, but I got a really creepy Damien moment from, I would never say anything against a child. Oh, look at how it fell all the way back there. So I'm going to leave it. I would never say anything against a child, right? But he's an adult now. He's 18, so in my mind, he's still a child. And if they're using him as a pawn, then whatever. But I got the creepiest fucking Damien vibe from Trump's kid, you guys. Like, I grew up with that movie. Like, I grew up with that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The Omen? And that's all I felt when I watched the whole fucking thing. That's all I felt. That's all I felt was the Omen. And how there weren't a lot of people smiling. I don't know. It tripped me out, man. It fucking tripped me out. I had to stop looking. So either it's not true at all. Ooh, how weird. Look what I just found on the ground. Renewing. So either it's not true at all, or I don't know, but that was so fucking trippy. Tell me, go back or go if you feel strong enough to do so. If you don't do it. You know what I mean? Like if you feel like if you're not feeling really strong right now, I wouldn't go and look, but all I can tell you is these are powerful dark forces. Powerful dark forces. Like, yeah. I mean, I don't even know if they want me to say anymore. I'm just gonna leave it there, but it was I'm gonna smudge again. I'm like, I gotta smudge again. Here's me. I'm like bringing in all my biggies. I'm bringing in like the big guns to protect us. Cause for real though, like for real, Labradorite. Something's gonna happen. I don't know what, but something's gonna happen. And I think this is going to be one of those, like when people are talking about this being like a transformative year and a crazy year and all that, the thing I'm getting from it is like, it's going to be way more than that. Like, way more than that. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm like, I don't know if I should say anymore. I feel like I'm just going to, because there's so much, I don't feel like they're not telling me to say anything. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm also feeling like this vibe to just leave it alone. So let's drink some water. Let's burn whatever my hand goes to first. I'm going to burn this. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, but I keep it real. And I've already called everybody in, we're already loved up. We're loved up. We're protected. But I feel like, oh, look at this. Kind of reminds me of a dragon. But the dragons, I feel like this is their last week. And they're like, don't fucking be small, you guys. Like, we didn't come here for a year to have you go through all of this to fucking play small. It's time for a renewing. See that word on the bottom? All right. So let's see what's, so since we're in transition and forgiveness, and also it could be like, the vibe I'm getting is, don't get it fucking twisted how dark this is. But also don't be in fear of it because you are ready. Like, I feel like they're trying to tell us, like, we're fucking ready. It may not feel like we're ready, but we are. We're so ready. We're so ready. And that's exciting, Spirit, because I'm not going to lie. There's a part of me that's like, you think we're ready? And they're like, yeah. It's just that it's about practice. It's about changing your mind. It's about changing your mindset. Is there something on the back? I feel like there's something on the back of this they want me to see. Growing. Oh shit, this is what's on the back. Growing globe. Wow. I'm sorry, you know what's so funny is I just washed my hands before this and tried to make everything clean, and now I just got my hands dirty. Wow. So we've got some, let's see. Okay, so let's just see what Living by the Moon has to say. I think it's interesting that they're having me do this reading right now. And just so you know, I did do a reading on the full moon in Cancer. I just didn't put it out yet. I actually did it was a podcast pick a card, which is what they're calling it. But this was pick your tarot deck. It's fucking good. Oh, you guys, it was so good. It's as good as the 111 portal one. But it was interesting because I was off grid on the full moon in Cancer, and it was the 13th and all that good stuff, and like it was really magical. And I did readings all day long for hours and hours. I mean, it took the whole day because I think I recorded almost 4 hours, but you know, I like to take breaks in between and stuff. But that one we went by like a tarot book. Like I pulled a whole like tarot spread out. Like it's so good. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I have to go up a little bit because I'm like, you have to see the halo of the angel. So yeah, so look out for that. Cause I was like, wait, I didn't do a reading. I'm like, oh yes, I did. So this will be, the new moon was in December, at the end of December. That's why they didn't have me do it like that. So our first quarter moon was technically was our first reading of the year. Then I'll be putting out that pick a reading. Maybe they'll have me put that out soon. I keep saying this weekend. It's Tuesday. My days keep running into each other. But this reading, so this one's in real time, but I have a feeling they're going to have me put this out sooner rather than later. So keep your eyes out. You know, make sure to subscribe, like, and share, you guys. It does make a difference. Oh my gosh, and I keep forgetting. You know what? I got 1,000 subscribers when I went to get my new phone. I ended up like celebrating with. Can you guys see me? Oh, I just realized you guys can see me. I ended up celebrating with the guys from T-Mobile. Hi, you guys. I don't know if they're actually ever gonna watch any of these, but yeah. So that was super fucking rad. I literally like, he like put my phone on, you know what I mean? He like put my information in, and we'd been talking for a while. He was a magical wizard, like, you know what I mean? Like I'd been with him for a while, and I had told him, I said, oh, you know what's so funny about this? And I said, right when my phone died, I was at 999 subscribers. That's the last time I saw my channel, was at 999. It was almost like they were like, I worked so hard for it. I'm like, what? I don't get to see it. So when I was standing there with him, he got so fucking excited too. So it was really cool. And like we hugged and stuff. And everybody in the store was like, yay! It was awesome. I felt like I won the touchdown at the game, you know, kind of thing. Because all of a sudden it was like, that was the first thing that came across the screen when he plugged all my information in. He like hooked up my email, and like the first notification, it was like, it popped up and it said, congratulations, 1,000 subscribers. And I was like, oh my God. So it was a really cool moment. So congratulations to you as well. You worked really hard to get here. We all worked really hard to get here, especially those of you who know who you are. Oh my gosh, there's some of you, you know, you have been with me since the beginning, and some of you who have been with me for a very long time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what our mantras and our messages are for the transition and forgiveness energy of the third quarter / last quarter moon. The great thing about these cards is they have a mantra on one side and they have an image on the other. So we'll work with both. Okay, Spirit. Thank you, Lilith. Oh, and thank you to the Capricorn moon. We will be going into the new moon in Aquarius a week from tomorrow. Thank you to the dragons. Oh my gosh, this is the last moon reading with us and the dragons too. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have me bring my Dragon Path Oracle out, but let me see. Do you want me to grab any messages from the dragons right now? Do you want me to grab any other, do you want me to grab anything else? You know, when I was practicing this and setting it up, the mantra that I got was, I am wise. And the next one in the deck was, I am strong. And it says right there, renewing. We're renewing our energy. We're renewing our relationship to spirit. Also, I'm hearing it's time for us to renew and rekindle our relationships with our crystals. A lot of us start out with our crystals, right? Like they're our buddies, they're our best friends. And then when we start working with other things, especially like oracle cards and things like that, we tend to, you know, almost like forget about it. You know, we kind of forget about the friends and family that got us here. You know what I mean? It's like the crystals are our friends and family too, you know? The graphite. They just wanted me to say that, and we're going to grab some crystals. I love the new moon, or the moonstone wanted to go up by the angel and the pyrite. So money's coming. It's just we have to focus. We just have to get back into our groove. Also, eating healthy. I took a little stroll down snack lane after my shutdown from the world for 5 days. I was like, you know what? I'm like, is it cool if I have some chips? I'm like, as a little celebratory, you know? They're like, sure, you know? And I felt like they were like, yeah, like they were happy for me. Then I realized it was a test and I was failing miserably. The dragons just wanted me to show that. So they're wishing us blessings of happiness and good fortune. I'm sure I'm going to do something on the last day with them. Maybe we'll go live. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I definitely got the vibe from them that they're like, yeah, it's your choice. Oh my gosh, you guys. I felt like fucking shit. I felt like shit. I felt like shit for days. For days. And I even had like small portions. It was like my body's like, nope, not anymore. So if you have something that your body keeps rejecting, they're saying don't ignore it. Also, if you're going through some weird things, your body's going through a type of renewal and rebirth. So allow it to happen. You know, now that we're in the Aquarius energy, we're still, like I said, in the grounding of the Capricorn moon, but now that we're in the air energy of Aquarius, it can be very intense. Do you know that Aquarians are the most rare of the zodiac? They're literally the most rare of the zodiac is the Aquarius. Isn't that interesting? So go back 9 months, right? That's the time where people having the least amount of sex. That's so interesting because it's like universal. It's very bizarre. So it's kind of interesting if you think about it like that. Just wanted to put that in your mind for a second just to think about that. Okay, so the first one we have is, this is our mantra moving forward. And these are mantras from the dragons too, where they're like, don't forget what we taught you. This is our mantra. I bring positive energy into my life. You know, I noticed that when Bubba was feeling the best is when I was talking to her like we're best friends, like we normally are, like nothing was wrong with her. But if I dote on her too much, or I'm like, you know what I mean? It's almost like she's like, stop. You know, like I'm not a baby. Don't baby talk me. So I noticed that the more I'm positive, the more positive reaction. Now listen, that does not mean that you're not going to have people who are going to be nasty. Because there are some people, the more positive you are, the meaner they are. You know what that means? That means you're a mirror. That means that they're going through something, and the nicer you are, the more light you bring, the more shadow they will cast on you. It becomes some type of energetic battle, some war. But remember that you're the warrior. Rise above it. You're the adult in the situation. They could be older too. It doesn't matter. You know that old saying, kill them with kindness? I watched this movie once and this guy was being killed and everyone's like, oh my God, he's so calm. He was like meditating. And they're like, I would be freaking out. And they're like, yeah, well, that's the difference because he knows that there's nothing's going to change what's going to happen. So he'd rather go out in a positive way, right? Because it's good chi into his next life. So that may give you some food for thought. Also, this is the imagery that's on the back. And look at that. Look at how they're just hanging. And some of us feel like that, right? Like we feel like we're hanging on by a thread right now, right? We're like, I'm holding on to my life by a fucking thread, man. But they're saying, but remember that that hand up there is actually your higher self. So when you're muggle, when your ego, when your third dimensional self, doesn't matter if it's the inner child, we can go on and on and on. If something is not right, if something doesn't feel right, then most likely it's probably not. However, you can detach yourself from the situation. Do you see how they're holding it, but they're not 100% holding it? Like, do you see that? Like, there's still that teeny little space in between because it's magic. So just remember that your higher self knows exactly what to do. I want to take a screenshot, but I haven't done anything on this yet. You know how like you haven't used your new phone, and I'm like, I think this is a screenshot button, but I'm like, I don't want to fuck it up and have to go back. I guess if I did, it would be part two. So let's try it. If not, I'll see you at the second part. Okay, yay! I thought so. Well, there's these buttons on here. This is a new phone. I haven't had a new phone for 7.5 years, so it's got a lot of fun, gadgets and new things I haven't had before. So I think this is really interesting, this imagery, maybe because they want me to put it in the community section, or maybe I'll do a shorts for it. But just remember that you really are, you are the light, right? Like, be the light you want to see in the world. I bring positive energy into my life. Don't rely on another person, right? And this is, I mean, this is transition and forgiveness. So that's saying like we need to transition out of this connection. Also, the ecology, the reason why they're bringing that in, and the crystals and the earthing energy and all that. There is something very profound happening on the planet right now. And we have been literally studying our entire lives for this, you guys. Like, we have been studying and studying and working on ourselves and studying and work, and it's been going on and on and on. I mean, I said to Bubba last night, I go, I don't understand. I just thought you were gonna end up being like, I always pictured myself with a cat that was like with me like 20 years, like that is like with me till they're like 20. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kept feeling that. And so I was crying, and I said to her last night, I'm like, does that mean, is that you telling me like that that's not you? And so I kind of got this vibe, and she's like, have you not been here the whole time? Like, I'm fucking tired, I'm leaving. I have given you almost 13 of my, because I don't know how old she was when I got her. The vet said she was somewhere between 1 and 3. So if I've had her almost 13 years, do the math. But she was too baby like, you know what I mean? She was too like puppy like. She almost had like a puppy vibe, not a kitten vibe. She just had this very loving, playful energy about her. And I only had that energy for about a month. And then she went into heat, and I had to fix her. And it was like when I got her, she was Dolly Parton Pickles, and she was like a little fluff ball that wanted to sleep with me, cuddle with me. Like, we were like, besties, like, oh my gosh, just, I can't even tell you like how much we were just in love. And then she got fixed. I had to fix her. She went into heat, and the vet said, don't fix her when she's in heat. It totally changes their personality. It totally changes them. For years, I hated myself and blamed myself, because I was like, why didn't I just fix her, when they told me to? And I was really upset about it. And over the years, Bubba's like, because that's when Baba Yaga was born. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, it's like I brought her in one cat, and she came out a completely different cat. Like, I was terrified of her for a long time. People know I like wanted to get rid of her. I was literally terrified of her because she fucked me up a lot. And one time we had a standoff. We literally had a standoff when I was drunk. And she smacked me across the face so hard I felt like a human being did it. And my natural reaction, because I came from such an physically abusive household, my natural reaction was I fucking smacked her across the face back. And she went with the slap, and she fucking jolted her face back and looked at me and went, meow, like, that's all you got, bitch. I was like, after that, I was literally fucking terrified. I was afraid to I was like sleeping with one eye open. I'm like, this animal is gonna kill me. I'm like, I don't know who she is, but she's not Dolly Parton. I'm like, she's not this sweet little country muffin cat I thought she was. And I was like in a huge Dolly. I mean, I've always loved Dolly, but my friend had just given me the best of Dolly Parton with all these duets with these people, and gave me that gift when I got her. And when I was trying to think what to name her, I'd been listening to this CD for I don't know how, like, a lot. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to call her Dolly. And my mom used to call like everything she saw that was cute, especially feminine. She'd be like, oh, what a cute little Dolly. So it was just like a term of endearment in my family, Dolly. And that and Sissy were really big in both sides of my family. Sissy was, but Dolly was really big with my mom. And so I thought it was kind of like an homage to my mom too, Dolly. By the way, you guys, Bubba's laying down with her head down, and she hasn't laid like that in a while. And one of my white feathers, I don't know how, but it like fell down, and it was like laying with her. And I just asked her before this, it's like, do you want your feather? So it was so cute. She was just laying down by her feather. Go back to sleep, Mama. It's okay. You don't have to work. Go back to sleep. I was just telling him how sweet you look. She just looked so peaceful. I didn't know that would wake her up. Here, let's give a little chime, Baba. Is that nice? Little chime, you guys. Here, it's coming in. I'll break up the energy. But, she was a great teacher and healer and what I needed. So, you may have people, places, things, obviously, I'm saying it, animals that are going to change your life and change your world. And it's not always going to feel like it's for the better, but it is. But how we approach this energy, how we accept this energy, how we invite and let this energy in is going to be all the difference in the world. Okay. So our next card, they're having me show the photo first. And I guess I would say it's upside down, except for, is it? You know what I mean? It's on the way you look at it. Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's a necklace with a charm. So it would be hanging the other way. But this is the way it came. I also got the vision of a whale. So, I feel like the whale wants to work with us, the whale spirit animal. Maybe it's one of your spirit animals. Maybe this is a nod for you. Here's the upright position. And Spirit and Bubba helped me build this altar for us today. I was looking at some of my old readings and I'm like, I miss my altars. I'm like, I miss doing altars. I just haven't had, But anyway, here we are. So it doesn't matter. We're exactly where we're supposed to be right now. But I love how it's almost like, I feel like that necklace is like the whole world in our hands, right? Like we keep getting that song lately. We got the whole world in our hands, and how we treat it and how we deal with it is how it's going to go. Also, did you not notice? Because I just noticed now that we've got a crescent moon. So we're in the third quarter moon, but we're about to go into the waning crescent, which is the rest and restore, and see how now it's like more waning energy. So I'm getting from Spirit that in the next week from now into the new moon in Aquarius, really take some downtime for yourself. Even if it's just like saying, hey, family, friends, coworkers, whatever, I need to take some time. Maybe you've been searching for some spiritual days, something for yourself. And I'm hearing, take some personal days from work. I'm getting this really strong vibe to take some, because how can you bring positive energy into your life if you're drained? Also, the angels wanted to come in because they wanted to show you that they can handle it. They don't hold energy like we do. Like here in this dense energy of the third dimensional earth, we can be fifth dimensional beings in the third dimensional earth. We don't have to become it and mold into it. And that's what has happened. The other thing that I saw was all of these bills that I can't believe. I mean, to me, here's the deal. Even if you didn't agree with the passing of the buck, people are not patriots that storm the Capitol and kill people. And when I saw that he pardoned all of those people, I was like, wow, I don't know what the deals are for each one. I don't know I don't know if they're still in jail and they just get it. I don't know. All I saw is that, the president pardons, blah, blah, blah. Also, what really got me is he's the 50th president. What's that? Exactly. 5, change and transformation. Change and transformation. We were just talking about 5s. So the dragon is the 5th. So interesting that he came into power during the dragon, but he's going to leave power in the year of the snake. I would be very surprised if he's still there a year from now. So a lot of things are going to happen. You cannot just come in and say, I'm going to do whatever I want. These presidents, that is not what this was about. That's not what, in the United States, our democracy was not built that way. And they can keep trying to change it all they want, but it's like, no, you don't get to come over from other countries and say, oh, now this is my America. You can't strip people's birthrights there and tell people they have to leave. Like this, it's insanity. I mean, I don't even understand how, and because one of the only really positive thing that I did get from it was that I think it was Mitch McConnell or somebody had said something like, we still have a system. He can't just come in here and, he's like, that's what impeachment is for, basically, is what he said. Like, so don't let him scare you. Don't let him think he's going to come in here and do all these things and, and just let things happen. It's like, no. Also, think about this for a second. A lot of people who support Trump are either very rich or very poor. One extreme to the other. Either very educated or very uneducated. But there's a lot that is going to happen. A lot. And like I said, I don't know why they've been having me bring in the politics, but because I guess they want us to see that we're going to still see a lot of fakery and fuckery and things that we're going to be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But they don't want us to lose hope because, you know, sometimes you need to give somebody just enough slack so that they fucking hang themselves. Do you hear what I'm saying? So have faith. I mean, look at that. If that was strong enough, you can actually choke and kill somebody with that necklace. You know who I am, and I don't promote violence. I'm just saying that like I kept hearing lately I've been hearing, don't stop using sex as a weapon, stop using sex. And it could be faked, it could be whatever, but the other thing I saw was there's a picture of the president looking at Carrie Underwood when she's singing, and I shit you not, all I heard was like gross, sexist, sexual shit. And even then, like, it made me even question that because I was like, you know, there's a reason why Michelle Obama and, you know, Pence's wife are like, I can't remember her name right now, but there's a reason why certain people didn't show up because they're like, I'm not going to support that. I don't have to, and I'm not going to. You know what I mean? Like, Barack was by himself. I wouldn't have gone either. But there was just these fucking moments, like just how you couldn't see Melania's eyes and just like, I don't know. It was just like the weird, you know, and people are like, they've been saying that Trump's son is autistic, but I saw an interview with him and I'm like, I don't feel like he's autistic at all. And wouldn't that be weird if they've been like saying certain things about him or whatever? And then like the truth is he's like, I don't know. I don't want to go there. That's the thing. Like my brain doesn't want to go there. Like my natural happy self doesn't want to go there, but also I can't not unsee or not, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there is something heavier and something bigger and more ominous than you know what I mean, than the average person is seeing. I mean, because to me, I feel like, you know, she's been shielding her son. I saw an interview with her, Melania, where she said something about how she's been shielding her son from the shadow and the darkness and like all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, but he just turned 18. So like maybe like she was like whatever, but like, you know, in Damien, it was kind of like that. I mean, it's like, but some of these movies, they're really foreshadowing, foretelling or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to show us something different. I don't know. All I know is that he's still a little boy to me. He's still an 18-year-old boy. But when they showed him when he was 10 going into the White House, he looked like a sweet boy. But then when I saw him in these almost every picture, I got such a shadow darkness around him that I can't explain. So I'm very rarely wrong. And I'm not saying that with ego. I'm just saying that like I was put here for a fucking reason. And I wouldn't be at this point and be here if I wasn't meant to like talk about this shit. I want to talk about sunshine and rainbows and transition and forgiveness and loving our family anyway. And I'm like, that's the reading I thought I was walking into. Holy shit. So this says, I am always mindful and live only within each moment I have. And maybe that's what they're showing us right now. Like, even if that is true, or it could just be my shadow that's trying to like get me to do something like quirky and crazy and, you know, get myself arrested and put in jail. Or, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. It is a spiritual war. Like, don't get it twisted. Be mindful and look at the words that are standing out. That's purposeful in this deck. Energy, mindful moment. So if you feel something, don't deny your feelings. I wasn't going into it. I kept even saying like, I went into it like, this is okay. Like maybe this is, you know, whatever. But it was like, nope. Just the energy. And then like seeing these guys on their phones, like seeing like all these tech guys like on their phones, like in the background. And I'm like, so what is happening? And if you look at some of them in the pictures or in the videos, it's like, they're either not there and I feel like I'm looking at pod people and they're like seat fillers. You know what I'm saying? Like spiritually, like seat fillers, like they're not real humans. They're just part of this, like what's happening. But then there were other moments where there was sheer terror and fear in their eyes and in their energy fields, like they have to be there. I don't know, you guys. When money talks, bullshit walks. And what that means is that, like, when, I've never said that the president was stupid. I've never, ever said that. Now, are they greedy, egomaniac, whatever? Yes. Am I disgusted that when a president dies that they hang the flag for a year at half mast and he had them pull it full mast for his inauguration because he's such a fucking egomaniac? Like, that kind of stuff makes me just want to, like, go and do horrible things myself. You know what I mean? But I'm not, because I need to bring the positive energy into my life and into these readings and into you. However, I am not here, like my channel, this channel, our channel, we are building warriors. We are mindful of what's happening in the moment. Even though I'm talking about the past that happened yesterday, in this moment, it is coming up. So we just have to live within the moment. That doesn't mean those things are going to happen. I mean, dude, there were moments where I was like, you literally, like, I was like watching videos. I'm like, you cannot fucking see your eyes. I'm like, that was deliberate. But then her hat came off for the inauguration ball. I haven't looked at the pictures of the video of that yet. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it makes me think of Stepford Wives, like, so I really don't know. He could be holding something over her. I don't know. She could be the best actress on the planet. She could be as crazy as them. I don't know. But there is definitely something completely not transparent about the energy that was like the takeover, because Spirit kept calling it a takeover and I wasn't quite sure. So talk about transition and forgiveness. So, maybe he'll prove us wrong. Maybe he's going to, maybe he's going to do something good for us. I don't know. I can't see it right now, but everybody has their vision. But a lot of the older ones like Mitch McConnell, Bernie Sanders, they're like, do you guys not realize that they're literally using the exact same languaging that Hitler used? Like the exact same. They're like literally the exact same. The same mind control tactics, the same, America first and like all these things, like Germany first, like, you know what I mean? Like just all these like crazy things. So just because that went away does not mean it died. It just went underground to rebuild and become this now. So we are going to see some major shit. I do not believe we're going to go into another world war, but we are definitely going to see some division and transfers of energy that we've never seen before. So with that being said, the next card is this one. But this one's always fun because you can literally look at it from any way. This is also a very witchy symbol. The name for it right now eludes me. If you know it, please put it in the comments below. So, but as above, so below for sure is the energy that I'm feeling, and that, you know what, we just need to concentrate on ourselves and keep ourselves healthy. My body is a wondrous and magnificent machine, and I feel privileged to live in it. So, like I said, the food, I did it again, and what did it do? It made me feel awful. It was almost like I was testing my body, and I didn't even go that bad. Like, I've gone way worse before. Do you know what I mean? Like, where you know yourself and you're like, I've gone way worse before, but it wasn't about that. It was about that I literally, like, my body was just like, I don't want that. And it rejected it. So it is a privilege to be human. It is a privilege to live in this body. So stop putting things on it and in it that are making it sick. And again, let's look at the keywords: energy, mindful moment, body, and privileged. And look at privileged. I was just talking about the new, well, they would probably like to think of themselves as the new monarchy of the United States. I swear I almost said that. But I don't want to talk that into being either. You know what I mean? Because I'm working on healing that patriarchal energy. The new vice president, seriously, he looked miserable. His wife looked happier than him the entire time. Like, and it's interesting because you'd see, like, the president whisper something to him and he's just very stoic. So I don't know. There's just so much fakery and fuckery that I don't even know where to begin, honestly. It's really bizarre. And the privileged think that they have this, thing over us, but they don't, because people like us have been living in the shadows. And thank you again, you guys, for the thoughtful messages. One of our tribe members reached out to me and was like, "Is there anything I can get you? Like, just put it on your Amazon wish list, and I'll send it to you. Like, instead of cards or tarot cards or oracle cards." So those kind of things make a huge difference. And you know what? I am going to work more on my Amazon wish list. And I know that Amazon's part of the problem. I'm not oblivious to that, but I also know that where we are right now and what's happening, and a lot of people are connected that way over the planet. So. Um, but yeah, I'm going to put more things on there. But feel free, if you want to send decks, that's fine too. You know what I mean? And I had said to them, no, I'm like, I have food right now. Like I have Bubba and I, basically they were trying to make sure that Bubba and I had everything we needed. And we do as of this moment. And today we are going to get food, both of us, and get propane, so we are good. But thank you for asking, and thank you for the prayers, and thank you for the contributions that you send, monetary or otherwise. They make such a difference in our lives, and I love doing this for you guys. I really genuinely do. I love it. I think Spirit had me take a break so I can focus on myself and my family, especially last year with the passing of my mother and my earth mother and all that stuff. I mean, it was just so much. Bubba says drink water. Oh, she's so cute drinking her water right now. Okay, so, and our last card is an interesting, very similar to the other one. It came in upside down. But now look at this one, has different charms on it. That one kind of reminds me of a dolphin. So work with dolphin and whale. Now we have the sun and the moon. And see that energy in between? I feel like that's what they're trying to show us. Like, that's the energy. Like, that's our power. Our light is our power. But that doesn't negate the fact that we are also here to speak up and say, hey, that's fucking bullshit. That's wrong. That's just wrong. If you inherently feel like something's wrong, you're most likely right. And that's the thing that I know a lot of people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that kind of stuff. They're like, no, they want to live in, but it's like, listen, everything is happening for a freaking reason. Everything. And we have to see the grotesque privilege and the grotesque, one extreme to the other. People who can't even feed themselves, right? Like somebody would look at this and the work that I'm doing and be like, how is it that you are even struggling to feed yourself when people like that are just, because karma. I mean, let's put it this way. Karma never forgets an address. Trust, if anything, just fucking trust her. She is the goddess of fucking destruction. She will come in and she will set shit straight. And you notice how the privilege went off the D, because it's people of privilege. The real privilege of spirit, of light, of powerful, mindful, positive energy that are going to change the body of humanity so that everybody can have the same privilege. And look at I am strong. Did I not tell you at the beginning I saw, I am wise, I am strong. So this is definitely another message for us here. I don't know if I can get them all in there. I may have to switch them. I am strong. Ooh, look at it. It almost looks like rival though, you know what I mean? So it's a magnificent honor and gift and privilege to be human. And when you're having the days of doubts and when you're having the, just remember, I am strong. I am strong. I am strong. I just realized too, it could just be that this young man may just have demons around him. You know what I'm saying? And it could be, it's just, all I know is that I didn't always understand what I was. But I remember having initial reactions to things. And I just remember the initial reaction I had to the first time I saw The Omen. And I just thought it was one of the creepiest fucking things. Especially the first 10 minutes of it. I think it was the first 10 minutes. I don't want to give too much away, but like somebody like kills themselves and it's really like fucked up. And it's like all these horrible things happen when this little boy is around and he's supposed to be, you know, the second coming of the Antichrist. And they've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing like that, you know, he's Jesus and he's the second coming and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, he's the second coming. All right. Not the one that you think. I mean, just think about this for a second. Just think about this for a second. Whether you do or do not like the president, you're going into a place of democracy and respect that no matter how crazy things have come, when the United States was founded, it was actually founded in a way that was supposed to help and change and promote, like, you know, for freedom and free will. You know, freedom of religion, freedom of, you can love who you wanted, you can worship who you wanted, you can, you know, blah blah blah. But yet that's, they're saying that, but they're not really doing that, because in the end what they really want is they want to dominate and control the planet. They're just starting here because we're considered the most powerful planet on the earth. You know, the president's a puppet for the whole core system of it, of the shadow. So we are going to see some shit, man. I mean, look at the difference too. As far as I know, I didn't look at the news again, but as far as I know, it was peaceful. It was a peaceful transition. It wasn't a bunch of people fucking going to the Capitol and killing people and, you know, people who were just doing their fucking job, working for the government, and they were murdered and killed for because one man was like, his ego couldn't handle it, that he lost, and that nobody wanted him there. Nobody wanted his fucking politics, his bullshit. It's a very interesting place we're in right now, you guys. Very fucking interesting. Keep your eyes and your intuition wide open. Your ears, your smeller, all of it. But at the same time, be positive. Don't feed into it. You know, I didn't have to go look at that yesterday, but I felt pulled to go look at it yesterday. And then when I when it was getting, I felt like I was like going deeper and I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm like, I don't need to see anymore. I saw enough. This is good, you know. Yeah, very interesting. So moving forward, we're going to be going, tomorrow we'll be in the waning crescent and we will be in the rest and restore. So just keep all these energies in mind and take any of these mantras that you want, like take any of them on that feel good to you right now. You know, I bring positive energy into my life. I am always mindful and live only within each moment I have. I am strong. My body is a wondrous and magnificent machine, and I feel privileged to live in it. And if Spirit calls me to, I will put screenshots of them in the community section. Always check out the community section. I put fun little things there and cards from readings, especially now that they're having me do more of these podcast pick-a-cards. I have 2 more coming down the pipeline. I have the tarot one, Pick Your Tarot, and then I also have Pick Your Spirit Animal, which is coming up. So make sure to subscribe, like, and you know, all that good stuff so that we can get those readings out to the masses. That one is the spirit animals, and they said I can tell you what they are. So it's the skunk, the white buffalo, black panther, and horse. So 2 different pick a podcast, pick a card coming your way. But then what I did was I took pictures of the cards, but even with the tarot one, I took a picture of the tarot spread. So you can really look at it and see it. And I'll be putting those in the community section. And I believe that's all we have for today. Do we have any more messages for today, Spirit? Just keep going. Just keep going and remind yourself that you are strong. I bring positive energy into my life and into the world, right? Like, here's another good one. I show up for myself in the world. But we still are connected to the fact that we can see past the fakery and the fuckery. Keep your guard up in terms of, like, let the love in and put the love out. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you're, as far as your intuition is, I'm saying keep your guard up in terms of, like, if you feel something's off, it is. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to tell somebody why, but move the fuck away from it. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be in it to send a good energy and walk away from it. Keep yourself in the best high vibration as you possibly can. Baba, would you like to say goodbye? No, she's sleeping. Okay. All right, you guys, until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other. Baba and I say, we bid you adieu. We love you. And if she doesn't see you again, she will see you on the other side. But hopefully she'll be in another reading before she crosses over. All right, you guys, I love you so much. See you next time. Take care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Aho.